you suffer from debilitating migraines? You know, that throbbing pain in the front or side of your head that's so severe you're unable to work or do anything other than retreat into a dark and quiet room? Have you had them for years and just haven't found a solution? Call Dr. Elizabeth Eversole and put an end to your debilitating migraines forever. Or go to her website at www.handmadehealth.com. That's www.handmadehealth.com.
Tarrance Johnson, Friday Night Glory out in Melissa, Texas here at the Cardinal Field. Big game today. Big game for you guys on the defense. 17-2 the final. I'm here with cornerback Ryan Johnson. Man, you had a spectacular catch interception over there. It looked like the receiver caught the ball. What did you see on that play? Because it looks like you took it from him.
I saw it. I know it was a big moment. His eyes got real big on the fade. He had me for a little bit. But he caught it initially, kind of bobbled it, put it in his left hand. I was able to just snatch it from him.
Now you guys won district. You got your trophy tonight, but you actually won district last week. You're the number one seed here. What do you guys got to do to keep this intensity? You was without your quarterback tonight.
Right.
He'll be back next week, but from the looks of it, I mean, you gave Kaufman plenty of opportunities. They couldn't capitalize. What do you guys got to do to keep that grit in?
It was just every rep, every team we're playing, we gotta make it our best rep and be perfect all the time.
Now you guys go in 14-0 at halftime. What was Coach message like to you guys to come back out here? It seems like the field was a little bit slippery here.
He was just telling us to keep the intensity up. Don't let them get any momentum. Don't let them get going. Just keep our foot on the pedal.
So you guys are facing a North Dallas team. North Dallas is a team that's really not used to the playoffs here, but you don't want to take those guys lightly here. What do you do going into that game next week?
It's the same thing we always do. Just getting reps in practice, just being perfect every day, and just trying to get better.
It's the great win here tonight in Melissa here. Ryan Johnson with an interception. 17-2 the final. Tarrance Johnson in Friday Night Glory. Tarrance Johnson, Friday Night Glory. I'm still at Cardinal Stadium out here in Cardinal territory. I'm here with Trae Williams. He's just a freshman here. Defense played lights out tonight. You had a spectacular interception here. Down here you stopped Kaufman from scoring. You broke on the ball pretty nice. What did you see on that play?
I saw the receiver break, so I initially knew he was getting the ball. So I decided to intercept it,
Now, Kaufman had two big, tall receivers on the outside here. I noticed I heard your coach one time at one point said to double them when it was crunch time. They almost got in the end zone here. What did you guys have to do to keep up with them all night? Because they had opportunities, but they had a lot of drops.
It took a lot of preparation and practice, and we knew that they had good receivers and tall receivers, so we just prepared.
Now, what I've seen tonight, only giving 2 points to Kaufman. Come in a little bit. You guys did something this season here. You shut out Argyle 21-0. Was there any difference in the defense from that game from tonight's game?
I don't think so. Intensity is still the same. We played good, and we listen to our coaches, really. That's it.
How does it feel to play in front of the last class that won the championship here was 2011. They was honored before the game here. Did that give you guys any type of fuel or fire to come out here and show them that, hey, Melissa Cardinals are trying to do what y'all did in 2011?
It most definitely is very inspirational to see that we can do something and win a state championship.
Just like I told your partner there, on the North Dallas, you can't take no team lightly. North Dallas haven't been in the playoffs for a while. What do you have to do to be so young to keep that intensity so it can carry over in the playoffs week in and week out?
I really just got to watch film, study, and encourage my teammates.
That's a great answer there. I have no further questions for this guy here. He's a young freshman here. Watch out for Ryan Williams. Got a highlight of him catching an interception, breaking on the ball, kind of looking like Trae Diggs of the Cowboys. Tarrance Johnson, Friday Night Glory. I'm still here in Cardinal land, Cardinal Nation, with quarterback Walker Overman. He had to step up for Sam Finnegan for tonight. Impressive for him tonight. 1 TD running. Looking like somebody up the street here from Melissa and the Kyler Murray and Allen. He's just a sophomore here. What was your preparation like coming into this game as your coach let you know that, hey, you got to get the nod and be on the center tonight?
Yeah, Sam went down last week, and, I mean, I've always prepared to, whenever he goes down, just to step up. And they put some plays in for me, and just we had a game plan, and we executed,
So this was your first actual start being a sophomore. Were there any butterflies, even though you guys know that you already clinched the playoffs, you're already district champions, you got your trophy tonight. Was there any, on a scale of 1 to 10, any nervousness tonight before you started?
Yeah, I had some butterflies. I'd probably put it up there like an 8, because being undefeated in district was a really big deal to us, clinching that district championship. and just going into next week. So, I mean, I was a little nervous, but I knew that we would execute. I mean, our defense balled out, offensive line balled out. So.
What about the field conditions here? I noticed a lot of slips. I was walking around, and I had to ask one of the guys, like, did it rain here? And he told me, like, 2 days ago it rained. So it was pretty slippery because you lost your footing. Was that any condition or something you'll have to think about, and if you have to play any other outside games, like cleats or anything?
Yeah, so, I mean, we practice on this, like, all the time. So we know whenever it rains and condensation and stuff like that, it gets real slick. So you got to shut your feet down and stuff like that. I mean, we just prepare for it, so.
And I also know you as a baseball player, too, center field baseball player, so a two-sport player here in Mr. Walker here. Man, I had a hard time finding your Twitter. Like, I was looking for your Twitter and it had some names on it. You might have to upgrade that, but it's nice.
I know, I got to upgrade that. It's been for, like, forever since I made that. It's got a bunch of numbers in it and stuff.
So moving on to next week, do you think there will be any packages or plays? Since, I mean, you got your feet wet. Your number might be called again. What do you have to do to just stay ready for that just in case? I mean, I'm sure y'all will practice on it, but just in case you're caught up in the game just to get in.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes back to practice. I mean, we practice our hearts out every week, put in the hard work, stuff like that. So, I mean, if my number gets called, I'll be ready. But just whatever's best for the team.
Terrance Johnson, Friday Night Glory out at Cardinals Stadium with running back Ashton Mitchell Johnson tonight. Another impressive game for you. Over 100 yards, 1 TD. 2 TDs last week, but you guys clinched the playoff berth, and you get your district trophy tonight. How was it coming into tonight's game without your starting quarterback?
It's different, but at the same time, I have confidence in our coaches. I have confidence in our players, and, Walker's a very talented quarterback, and he's going to be taking over next year, so we just had to design the offense that suits him best, but I wasn't concerned because I know that he's a playmaker, and, he'll do things to help us win, and he's a playmaker. That's all I can say. I mean, he got that track speed.
Now, you guys' defense played very well. I mean, 2 points. I mean, they gave a lot of opportunities to Kaufman, as what I've seen, but Kaufman couldn't capitalize. But your offense, I mean, you scored 14 points in the first half. You didn't get a lot of points in the second half, but what was behind that? Was the field kind of slippery? I noticed it was kind of wet out here, and a lot of people were slipping. Was the field in bad conditions for you tonight?
The field, I mean, it was a little slippery, but the main thing is, they load the box up. And, we were running the ball quite a lot, so they just, said, They just brought as much pressure as they could. They wanted to create piles and just stop the run. But at the end, the game turned into a game of keep away, but we were able to stay on top. That's really all that we could do.
So you guys carried this momentum into next week to face the North Dallas team. But what caught my eye this season about Melissa Cardinals, you guys shut out Argyle 21-0. What was the feeling of that game? Was it like a playoff feel? Like as we get ready for the playoffs, what was the feeling of that game?
It quite literally felt like we made history. I mean, we were one of the first people since, I believe, 2006 to shut them out, and it had a sense of accomplishment, but the confidence it did to our team, it made us realize, we used to be Argyle's personal punching bag for the last few years, but, we go in and shut them out, and it's like, we are like that team that people talk about. We're that team that people don't want to play because everyone else talks about Argyle, they're big and scary, but we're now the top dogs for this year, and I'm really excited, and I just can't wait to see what we do with that.
Yeah, you guys in control of your own destiny. I mean, playing in front of a team that won the state championship 10, 11 years ago in 2011 here, how was that playing in front of those guys? Did those guys give you guys any encouragement? Even though you guys clinched your playoff spot, I mean, you still had to play for something, to stay in tune. Did they give you any encouragement for tonight?
I caught up. There was a few of them talking to other players. I didn't have any conversations personally, but just I knew a few of them. I knew the things they've accomplished. So it was kind of like being in the presence of celebrities because those guys they've been there, they've done that. They know those guys just know what to do to win, and it's a legacy that we want to continue. We want to be those guys in the next 10, 11 years, coming back and doing that kind of stuff.
We're going to wish you good luck with that. You keep running hard. Impressive win tonight, 17-2. Melissa gets the win, district champs. On to the playoffs against North Dallas next week. Tarrance Johnson, Mr. Mitchell Johnson. I think he's my cousin here. Friday Night Glory. Good night.